Hey everybody, it's your favorite gentleman, Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. And today we're going to talk about something that has plagued every business. I don't care what type of business you're in. This can serve any audience, any clientele, any business that wants to generate traffic to their website. So we're going to talk about a topic that's very, very crucial. It's called SEO. And so stay tuned, stay with us, stay engaged. You won't want to miss 1 second of this powerhouse speaker that I'm bringing to the shade to teach us a lesson about generating traffic to our business. Here we go. Hey everybody, it's your favorite gentleman, Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. And today I have Mr. Eric Seropyan. This man is the CEO and founder and an intelligent business strategist around SEO. His company is called My South Bay. It is a digital marketing agency located in the South Bay region of Los Angeles. His agency specializes in helping small to mid-sized businesses gain exposure online with a variety of digital marketing strategies. Him and his company, an agency that focuses on driving traffic to your clients, your target audience, to your website, utilizing the power of search engines and optimizing websites to be ranked organically. So help me welcome to the stage, Mr. Eric.
Hello, Marcus. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining the show, sir. This is epic. I'm excited to have you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to be with us and educate us. I'm excited because I want to learn more about this topic. Every business owner suffers from getting more traffic to their website. But first off, we got to get to the definition. We got to get to the heart. What is SEO?
Well, before that, thank you again for having me on the show. I was excited, and then I heard the crowd cheering. I got even more excited. So I'm very happy to be here. Search SEO stands for search engine optimization. So basically, the gist of it is when you go on a search engine, like let's say Google's the big one. You go in and you type something that you're searching for. Let's say you're searching for a restaurant. Generally, what happens is the search engine results page, the SERP that comes up, you have the top 2 or 3 search results that are sponsored. And at the bottom of the page, you have probably the bottom 2 or 3 that are sponsored links there to websites. Now, that fat middle where you have 10 on a page, those are organically placed there by Google. Google thinks that's a good match between your search, what you're searching for as the user, the keyword, and the website. It's almost like bridging the 2 parties together.
So the sponsored at the top and the sponsor at the bottom are paid for, but the organic is what we want. The organic recommendation from Google is the sweet spot.
Exactly.
And if you can, go ahead.
That's the real estate that you can't buy. That's the area that there's only 10 on a page, and most of us don't go past like sometimes the first page or even the second page. So you are wanting to be ranked higher on Google for the particular keywords that relate to your business. And so when you have that free traffic coming in from Google to small to mid-sized business, it's a game changer. It changes the small business in many different ways. When you have those leads, those phone calls, those sales, whatever the conversion is, coming in from Google, it's something that drastically changes things.
Absolutely. So what makes up SEO? Because SEO is search engine optimization. So what are you optimizing on my websites? Is it the keyword? Are there keywords that come into play? How do those come into play into the optimization of a website?
If we take a step back, we want to make sure that we understand what Google is looking for. And so what Google is kind of what I always say is their secret sauce is that they concentrate on the user. They're very user centric. Many search engines have come and gone where they've been advertiser centric, where they want to take care of the advertiser. How can we sell you more ads? How can we give you more traffic and things like that? But they weren't giving the best search results. For example, I'd be looking for I don't know, a mechanic in Los Angeles, and I would get a mechanic in Dallas, Texas. So that's not a good search result. And when that happens, you don't really remember the website that you went to that had nothing to do with your search. You remember Google sending you there, and you have a bad experience. You have a bad Google experience. And so Google is trying to make sure that you have the best possible user experience, so you continue to use Google. That way they can sell ads, endlessly. So what goes into the keywords that we're searching for? So we want to make sure that Google understands this particular keyword that we would like traffic for. We actually offer that service or product. So a lot of people think, I'll use I don't know, a car example. Let's say somebody is selling a Volkswagen, but they try to optimize for the keyword Mercedes, thinking that if they come to the website, they'll see the Volkswagen and like it, and
Better than the Mercedes.
yeah, like it's a good deal, it fits their budget or whatever. So just to get that traffic to the website, and then they'll figure out, it's a numbers game. But that's not a good search user experience for the user, because they're looking for a specific type of car in that example. And so what we want to do is we want to make sure that we are only asking for the correct keywords from Google. So if we go overboard and we ask for all kinds of keywords that we don't really sell on our website, or services that we don't offer, then that's going to penalize our website. So we want to make sure that what we usually do when we onboard a client is we do two things. We do a keyword analysis, and we do a competitor analysis. So we have tools that we use where we look at competitors of our client, and we see what keywords is that client ranked for. And it could be that they're ranked for 200 keywords, maybe 150 of them apply and 50 don't. So we have, we look at 5, 10, 20 competitors and put together a keyword list to see which ones we would like to target, instead of taking a pencil to paper and staring at the ceiling and trying to think of keywords to target. And so that's where we start, is identifying the correct keywords, making sure that those keywords, Google recognizes that we are offering those services, that we're going after those keywords. We want to make sure that if it's a local business, that the campaign is geo-targeted. Because if you're a local business, like we said, a mechanic, a donut shop, a restaurant, you don't need for your search results to come up 1,000 miles away or in different countries. It's completely irrelevant. So you want to make sure that you build out a campaign that has your keyword and then the city or the suburb. In the case of, let's say, Los Angeles, you could do keyword Los Angeles. Let's say mechanic Los Angeles. You could do mechanic Beverly Hills, or you could do the suburbs. It doesn't have to be just the main city. And you could literally pick suburbs in a 5-10 mile radius and build out content for that, so that when Google comes in and spiders your site and crawls your site and wants to index, there's absolutely no doubt what your website is about, what your business is about, and where you're located and where you're servicing, so that it doesn't by accident drive traffic to your website for someone that's looking for a local business, and you're out of their region.
That makes sense. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So the penalty from Google, if you're it's almost like you're tricking people, right? You're tricking people, saying, okay, I know Mercedes is the highly searchable term, so I'm gonna put those keywords to track you to my site, and Google penalizes you by generating less traffic to your website, because too many people are coming on site and leaving the experience. They're leaving your website. And so that's the penalty, is less traffic. Is optimization SEO just kind of like a one and done deal? How long does it take? Like, once you optimize my website, that's it, right? Or is there more to it? Is that instantaneous overnight thing, or how long does it take?
Well, that's a question that everybody asks. It really depends on your location, your competition level, and things like that. probably 15 years ago, you could spin up a site, and within a short amount of time, you would start to get some traffic coming in from Google. Now it's very competitive. Everybody's fighting for that free traffic from Google. And so, and it's not a one and done thing. Google rewards consistency. And so if you're going to, let's say you're going to blog 12 times this year, if you blog January 1st, all 12 and nothing the rest of the year, as opposed to blogging once a month, Google is going to reward you more so because you've done it consistently. That applies to your link building, your content creation, your reviews, anything that you're doing. It needs to be on a consistent basis. I would say search engine optimization is kind of like a marathon, whereas when you're doing a paid ad and you have a time limit on it, you do a Facebook ad and you say, I want to do this for 2 weeks. And then after that, once you stop running the ads, the traffic stops. So it's more immediate. Whereas with search engine optimization, it takes longer to get it rolling. And then if you decide to ever walk away from it or, whatever the case may be, you'll still continue to get traffic from it if you've landed on the top terms, on the top search results. It doesn't just go away. So what I try to do is we try to target the keywords that we want to go after for our clients. And then we want to guard those keywords that we think are precious for us. And then we add more keywords as we go. So it's difficult to add all keywords all the time and protect every keyword because there's constantly, this competition going that has nothing to do with bidding. It's a matter of what Google thinks is the best possible search result for someone.
Makes sense. Makes sense. We have a quick commercial break, y'all. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Good day, podcast listeners. This is your boy, Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show. I wanted to let you guys know that we will be rolling out a new feature and adding a join sponsor button next to the subscriber button here at the bottom of your screen. Once you click the button, it will display 3 membership levels. Gentleman Gentry, which is our entry level, Duke Duchess, which is our season level, and the Emperor and Empress, which is our most sophisticated level, which you will receive unique perks and benefits at each differing level and gain access to our community tab. We will also be sharing polls, upcoming events, and interviews, as well as receive feedback from our sponsors directly. Your support helps me find new and exciting guests to bring to the stage live. Well, in order to get the higher end speakers, it requires, some, you guessed it, money. So thank you for tuning in to my channel. And if becoming a sponsor sounds good to you, then select the join button below and choose your desired sponsor level. Let's continue to grow and serve the future of generations of men and women to come. Love you guys. Bye. Welcome back, everybody. If you are tuning in to the Gentleman Style Podcast Show, we have the incredible Mr. Eric and his company, This Is My South Bay. And this man is changing the game and changing the way how you can optimize his company, and his team can help optimize your website for better traffic and more leads, organic leads. Better business means better leads. And I want to say thank you to our VIP sponsor, Ms. Erica Holmes, for her contribution, her donation to the show. If you're wondering what this is, this down on the bottom of the screen, you can sponsor and donate to the show, and those contributions help us find incredible guests like Mr. Eric. So thank you for the donation, Miss Erica. I appreciate it. So, Mr. Eric, you just explained that the SEO takes time, and depending on what that comes out of that consultation and those keywords, it's a time thing. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint, and it takes time to build on those target keywords and those tags that you put on those websites, and it takes time to build on that over time. And it's ranked by Google, and Google wants users to have better quality experiences on there. So how do you optimize for mobile? How does SEO work when it comes to mobile applications? And how does your company help with that?
So what you want to do is with mobile, it's the same experience that you're going to have. It's the same thing that you're going to do, but you need to make sure that the website is light, that it's loading quickly, that sometimes you have certain applications that you can use that you can see on your desktop. You can see how your website looks to the user on mobile, and you can see sometimes the font is too small. People can't read it; they have to enlarge it. You try to hit the call now button and it's too small. Your thumb hits like five other things. So there are ways to optimize it for mobile. Speed is first and foremost, but then after that is usability. And so what Google is doing is actually there are more people searching mobile than they are desktop. And so we're getting ranked, the websites are getting ranked for how your mobile looks and is optimized. And so a lot of people, they kind of forget about mobile and they look at their desktop and they say it looks nice, and make decisions based on that. You have to look at mobile, if not first, you have to look at it last, and you have to look at it often when you're trying to decide the color, the scheme, the layout. When you're building out a site, when you're redoing your site, look at mobile often when you're making decisions.
Makes sense. That makes sense. Miss Erica followed up with a follow-up question. Is it better to have niche keywords?
The more niche you are, the better off it is. And I
Really?
always give this example. Back in the day, before I opened my digital marketing agency, I used to be a jewelry designer. And so I owned a jewelry business in downtown LA in the jewelry district, and we would, sell online and sell to jewelry stores and so on. And so in the beginning, when I didn't know much about SEO, I would go after the keyword jewelry, and it's almost impossible to get ranked for the keyword jewelry in the top page. It's just there's so many competitions and so many giants in the industry that are optimizing for that keyword that it's next to impossible. So what we went after was, I'll give an example: ladies platinum diamond eternity wedding band.
Mm,
You may get 100 searches a month for that keyword, but if you're ranked in the top three or the top five, and you get that traffic coming to your site, the conversion rate is very high. And so what you want to do is you want to see the keywords that you offer that service or product and optimize for the long tail keywords, the niche keywords. And so that is that's an awesome question, and I think that it's a lot of times it's overlooked because people, if they're a real estate agent, they go for the keyword real estate or real estate agent, but then there are so many sub level keywords to those that everyone overlooks, and the traffic is there. And so, single family home real estate agent, and there's so many things that you can that are being searched for every day, that you don't want to go after just you don't want to go after just mechanic or
right.
restaurant. Are you a French restaurant? Are you a whatever you are? There are many search terms inside of that, and those are the things that we have all the applications to use, that we can put in our competitors. We can put in a keyword and see what is suggested back to us, and we report back to our clients saying, hey, you said mechanic, but then you also have oil change mechanic and transmission this, and tire rotation, and there's so many things to be optimizing for, that you don't have to stick with just that one keyword search term. So yeah, the niche keywords work fabulously. You'll get less search volume, but you'll get higher conversion rate.
Perfect. 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 I like that. And thank you for breaking that down so delicately. And it makes sense. Why is blogging, right? You hear the term blogging, podcasts, all these terms are interchangeable, websites. Why is blogging a valuable asset to SEO and optimization of your website? Are those two separate things, or they're one and the same?
They're intertwined. So I'll give you an example. I have a friend that's an accountant. He had a website built out, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago. He's at the same location. He offers the same services. It's the same phone number. Nothing has changed. And so nothing has changed on his website for 15, let's say 15 years.
Mm,
And so Google doesn't reward that. So I understand that as an accountant, you're not adding services every day. You specialize in one kind of accounting or several niches, and that's it. But there has to be ways for people to create content and serve it up to Google. One of the best ways is through blogging. And so what blog does is it keeps your audience informed as to what you're up to lately. And so it could be that tax season is coming up for an accountant. There, you can talk about laws that come up, and so on. There's different ways to inform and educate your audience, as opposed to saying, I don't have any services uh, that's offered, so I'm just not going to add anything to my website. So Google doesn't know if you're even in business. If you've spun up a
mm.
site a decade ago, 2 decades ago, and it's just sitting there, it doesn't really value uh, 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 that kind of business model. If you're looking to engage Google, you have to make sure that Google sees that you're creating content, that social media you're posting on, that there's some kind of activity on social media. You're getting some, your reputation management is going well, and your link building is going well. Like certain things are swimming in the right direction. It doesn't mean that you're getting 100 uh, Yelp reviews a day, but as long as you're getting some a month or a year, as long as you're getting some and there's activity, Google will be reading all of that and picking that up.
Absolutely. Miss Erica followed up with a follow up question. What platform is best to use for a blogger?
Well, I I, I like to connect the website with the blog.
Mm,
So usually it's website.com/blog. And under that umbrella, we on the blog page we put any blog content coming up, so that there's no confusion to Google when it spiders your website that this blog post is under the umbrella of this website. Before, they would have websites where, if you wanted to blog, you would put it on a separate website and then connect the blog website, to the actual website. Now, best practice is that it's all under the one website.
keeping it together.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Uh,
I have, which one is better? I feel like I'm being beat out by the top dogs, right? And I may have a marketing budget. So what's the difference between video not video marketing, but what's the difference between organic rankings, which takes time, versus Google Ads? Or maybe should I do them both in tandem together? Obviously, Google Ads charges versus the organic growth, which it doesn't cost me a thing. Um, should I do them both together, or what's the difference? What's key differences?
Preferably, if you could do both in tandem, that would be the best way to do it. Obviously, sometimes budget doesn't allow to do a decent SEO campaign and to spend money on Google Ads. So you have to kind of decide, which is more important. I usually use Google Ads, obviously to drive traffic, but also what we use it for is for SEO purposes. So when you start up a campaign on Google for Google Ads, you upload the keywords that you want to pay for to get traffic to your website. And so Google designates for each one of the keywords, it designates a quality score. So let's say I'm selling t-shirts and on my website, and for whatever reason I went for the keyword pencils. It has nothing to do with my
Hmm.
website. So I'm going to get a page rank 0 for that.
Mm-hmm.
And so what happens is I could be the top bid for that keyword, and Google will not even sell me the traffic. It won't even show my ads because it believes that that keyword is not a good fit with that website and that campaign. And so that's how that's the entire thinking, the business model of Google is, hey, I'm thinking about the user. So if you're putting in, you put in particular keywords that have nothing to do with your website just to get the traffic, and you get the traffic and the user is not happy, again, they're going to blame Google. They're not going to blame the website that they went to. They're 2 seconds later after they leave that website, they're not even going to remember that website. So
What
that's why
about
Google is,
what about if I'm in the apparel business and so I sell T-shirts, just like you said, and I use a keyword like Nike? That should get a
yeah,
higher score, right? And that's
that's
similar, right?
that's kind of tricky because sometimes people go on to Google and then they put in brands to get traffic. If you're not selling Nike, if you have nothing to do with Nike, you're not gonna get the impressions. Your ads are not even going to be shown.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So going back to what I was just saying, so what happens is when Google is not even selling you the traffic, then you have to understand that it's not going to optimize your website for that keyword either. So that gives us a good place to start to say, we want to rank for this keyword. Google is not even selling us the traffic for it. So let's go back to the landing page for this website, for this keyword, and see how we can redo it so that Google knows that this keyword and this website are a good match. So you have to be cognizant of that. When you're running Google ads, keep that in mind, that it's a good metric to see what Google thinks of your website for any particular keyword.
Makes sense. Is there a way to oversee? So how do you your clients, the clients that you have, when you've done the work to the website and you've optimized it for traffic the best way you can, what's the follow up? Is there a way for them to go and check the quality of work that you've done? Is there a way for them to go look besides going directly to the website? How can they check your work? Do you submit a monthly or a quarterly report to say, okay, this is what we've done for the quarter? This is the amount of traffic it's generated. These are the tags that are ranking well. What are some ways that you help your clients feel more at ease? Because SEO it's a unique animal.
Yeah. So what we do is, because it's not one of those things that you have a magazine and you could show them, we distributed this, we printed this many, or a billboard or whatever. So it's difficult to understand exactly what's going on. So there's a couple ways that we do it. One is that we have third-party apps, one of which is Google Analytics, that shows us how many people came into the site, how long they stayed, where they came in from. If your audience doesn't have Google Analytics, it's a free app that every business owner should have. It's something that you plug into your website that literally tells you what state the user came in from, what was the top landing page, what was the top exit page. If they came in from mobile, what kind of mobile device were they using? iPhone, Samsung, what submodel, etc. So
BlackBerry.
these are all, female, male, everything, BlackBerry, everything. So it gives us an idea of, you know, um, where people are coming in from, what our target market looks like. I had a situation a couple weeks ago where there was a particular device that uh, users were coming in from, and we had 100% of the people that came to the website from that mobile device left, and we
Hmm.
had no conversions, no time on site, no anything. And this is thousands and thousands of visitors coming and just leaving. And so it turned out that there was some kind of bug between the website against that type of mobile device. So we had the programmer go and just tweak it. It's not a big deal as far as programming goes, but you have to watch out for it. And we fixed it, and we, keep going. It would not have happened without a tool like Google Analytics. So you always have to be on top of things and make sure that we're receiving the traffic, what's happening with the traffic. The second way that we, depending on the client, that we do is that we have call tracking devices that we connect to the website. So when someone sees our ad, whether we're doing a Facebook ad or a Google organic or whatever the case may be, they see a different phone number that pops up. It's a virtual number. So when they dial that number, we know that it came from a campaign that we ran. So, but it's still going to the same person that's picking up the phone, the same office, the same cell phone, same everything. So we're able to track how many phone calls, how many form fills, how many people ask questions on chat. We're able to keep track of all of this so that at the end of the month, we could say, you got 3,000 visitors to your website. Of those 3,000, we got 39 phone calls, 17 chats, 15 form fills. We can give them an idea of what happened. And these are third-party apps. It's not like, your marketer should not be putting together these numbers. It should come from a third-party app like Google to let us know, the numbers. And so that way you can, when we present it to our client, they can look at those conversions and see how many of those turn into clients, how many of those, what kind of sales they had or whatever, and come up with some kind of a ROI and justify moving forward.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is Mr. Eric, y'all. He's changing the absolute game. Round of applause. This is great. This is great. I'm loving this. Are you able to share your costs and the cost of working with you and your team?
It really depends on what people are looking for. So if it's let's say a startup or something new, we have something that's called our mentorship program, where we literally get on a phone call, a Zoom call, once a week or once every other week, and we put together a business plan for the business owner to implement. We give tasks, homework, whatever you want to call it. And then they go off that week, they do their work. And then afterwards, the following week, we get together and we look at what they've done and we go from there. I have accounts that we've taken on starting as small as $1,500 a month and going up from there. The mentorship is much more affordable. It starts at $250 a month.
Absolutely. So the mentorship
is give your audience an idea.
Thank you for that range. I appreciate that very, very much. So the mentorship is much more affordable because you're coaching and having the get your customer implement the changes that you recommend versus you doing it yourself.
Exactly. There are a number of things you have to do with search engine optimization. And so, and also people have a business to run, they have a life to live, and they can't do everything all the time. Their mind is elsewhere. So once a week when we meet, we bring everything into focus. Okay, these tasks weren't done. This was done well. Now here's what we need to do here, and kind of keep things rolling in the right direction. It's kind of like when there's a whole industry out there with business coaches, life coaches, and things like that. So we're focused on search engine optimization coaching, where we lock in on what needs to be done and then have them do the work. And if they get stuck somewhere, we have, we can help do the work. We can refer them out to someone, whatever they need. You can't just say, I'm not good at video editing, so I'm not going to do it. You just can't just not do it. So if you don't have someone, then ask your circle of friends on Facebook, ask your family members or whatever. If not, we'll refer you to someone, and you can work with them. But you cannot say, I don't like it, I'm not doing it, or whatever. It needs to get done. That's kind of one of the good things about dealing with a business coach type of a situation, is that they hold you accountable, as opposed to just sticking your head in the sand and saying, I have other things, I'd rather do these but not these. But life doesn't work that way.
Absolutely. That's so true. That's so true. We're going to go to one more quick commercial break, y'all. Stay tuned. Stay with us. Stay engaged. We'll be right back.
Are you a local business looking to offer your customers easy access to cash without having to travel miles? We're here to help. At Norman Legacy Investments, we provide free ATMs with free installation that provide a suitable investment for your business. Even better, we offer you some profit sharing and handle everything from start to finish. Just reach out to us today to schedule a free consultation.
Welcome back, y'all. This is Gentleman Style Podcast Show. And if you didn't learn anything this episode, this has been phenomenal. This is a powerful, jam-packed show. And Mr. Eric is spilling some tea, all the tea, some good tea, delicious tea on SEO optimization for your company, your website, to take your page to the next level via Google so you can get some traffic. Because that's what we all need. We need some dinero. We need some clients. We need some customers, especially coming out of the pandemic. This is very, very necessary. Sir, you have a partnership. You have an affiliate partnership. How does someone generate clients and customers locally where they live, especially if they haven't expanded globally? Like maybe I have a home-based business that I do deliveries or insurance, right? I'm only licensed in the state that I'm in, so I can only offer insurance products in or investment products or annuity products locally because I'm licensed only in that state. How do you help with SEO optimization in that regard to generate traffic locally?
Of course. So we want to make sure that Google understands without a shadow of a doubt where we're located. And so we're building out content, we want to make sure that we put the city in the back of the thing, like we said, mechanic Los Angeles or accountant San Francisco. Whatever it is that we're offering, some of the content that we create has to have the city behind it. That really gives Google an idea. And also Google, we haven't touched on this. One of the things that Google looks at is your social media campaign. So on your social media, be sure to put the cities that you're targeting. So if you're in a particular city, the suburbs, you can have, I think, up to 30 hashtags on Instagram lately. So take 5 of them and do like a particular radius, so that Google, when it's looking at it, has an idea where you're targeting.
Absolutely. You have something on your page called Yelp Advertising Partner. How does that work?
So we are a Yelp advertising partner. What we do is, let's say, for example, you're going to sign up with Yelp and you're going to run a Yelp ad campaign. We help you with that. And so it's nice sometimes because when you call Yelp or you call Google as an individual, it's almost like you're starting from scratch. What's your ID number? What's your this? What's your that? Just to get past the gatekeeper, and then you're on hold for a while and things like that. When you're dealing with an agency, a Yelp agency, what happens is, they know your website. We talk about what keywords you want to lock in on, what you're wanting to do. Do you want to form fill? Do you want to have phone calls coming in? We try to understand what are the needs and the strengths of the company, and we understand the power of Yelp, and we put the two together in a way that they both work. So you want to make sure that you spend enough time when it comes to your SEO campaign. You want to make sure you spend enough time on reputation management. So what I mean by that is, I can say all the nice things about you, about myself in the world. If you say something nice about me, it's different, and vice versa. So you could say something nice about yourself, but if I say something nice about you, it holds more weight online. Sure. And so when we're talking about reputation management, when others are saying nice things about our clients, it's different than us blogging about the client saying how wonderful they are. So we want to make sure that we have reviews on Yelp, we have reviews on Facebook, Google reviews, etc. And sometimes it doesn't go well. Sometimes our clients have a bad experience with their client, and they put it out there on Yelp that, hey, this person didn't give me the service I wanted, or whatever the case may be. And our tactic, our understanding of reputation management always is, when there's a good review, to thank them for it, and when someone is just not happy, we want to address it. Because for me personally, I always look at, when I go on Yelp, when I'm searching for something, when I go on Yelp to check out their Yelp reviews, I always look at their lowest, like their least happy clients, to see what they're saying. And so a lot of times, you can understand the business better from the 1 star, 2 stars. than you can from the 5-star. So a lot of times what will happen is we'll have somebody that will leave a bad review, and then we'll reach out to the client saying, we understand that you had a bad experience. How can we make it right? Can we give you a return visit for free? Can we refund your money? Can we do this? Can we do that? And so for me, that's all I'm looking for as a user, is to see that the brand is making some kind of a effort, as opposed to not replying to the bad review or insulting the person that left the review, or turning it into a fight on Yelp between the two sides. Because obviously that person had a bad experience there. Sometimes it happens that they were just having a bad day. Sometimes it happens where, the competitors get in there and put something in. But what you want to see as the user is, you want to see that, hey, they tried. The company tried to make it right, and this person just wants to be upset. Then okay, fine. And so that's kind of what we're looking for, is, obviously as many 5-star reviews, as many testimonials as possible, and kind of spread out over different platforms, the big three being Yelp, Google reviews, and Facebook reviews.
Love it, love it, love it. Need it. Sir, how can we get in contact with you? How can we support what we're doing? How can we get behind what you're doing so we can grow our website and take our business to the next level?
Sure. If anybody's interested, they could go to my website, thisismysouthbay.com. And I live in the South Bay part of Los Angeles. I use it as a case study for small businesses that are targeting local. If you go there, if you have any questions on SEO, if you want to know what keywords your website is ranked for, or your competitors, or any questions on SEO, go ahead and click on the Book Now button and book a 15-minute free consultation. I'd be happy to go over everything with you, answer any questions you might have.
We love free. We love free. He said the magic word, y'all. Free consultation. Thank you, Mr. Eric. Sir, this has been powerful and this has been incredible. Please, if y'all don't know, if y'all haven't woken up and realized online, having an online presence is the future. The brick and mortar business isn't necessarily faded out, but we have to have that online presence. And Mr. Eric and his team is here to help you take your website through SEO and through the Google training and through the Google ads to take your business, your website, to the next level. So book that free consultation. That is impactful. So, sir, Mr. Eric, I want to say thank you for taking time out of your busy day to be on the show today. Thank you for educating my audience and me about SEO, and something that I need to incorporate into my plans and my future to grow the channel and to grow my website. So thank you, sir. I want to say this to you publicly. Don't ever quit. We need you. The world needs what you're doing.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. My pleasure. And thank you, my audience, for taking time out of your busy day to really take time to grow your business. And if you are here today, you obviously care about your business and you care about the future above your business. So thank you for taking time out of your busy day. Like I always end every show, take care of your friends, take care of your family, and always take care of business. This is Marcus Norman of Gentleman Style Podcast Show, and Mr. Eric and his company, This Is My South Bay, taking you to the next level. Love you guys. Bye.